What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome along to the first episode of my F1 25 Breaking Point playthrough, the third iteration of the F1 Games Story Mode series. So looking forward to it. Make sure to get subscribed for more future F1 content as the series continues on. We're going to try and get through 2 chapters per episode. I think it depends on how long each chapter is, how long the playthrough as a whole will be. But looking forward to it. We're playing on expert level, so the hardest difficulty added in specifically for this third version of the story. And we're more or less all set to go. So without further ado, let's dive into Breaking Point 3.
In Breaking Point.
You know, the first time you see a car, your car, alongside Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, that's what it's all about.
Aiden, listen, between you and me, I don't think this team is right for me.
Callie Mayer becomes the first woman ever to win the F2 championship.
What about your dad? Has he called to congratulate you yet, Callie?
Nope. Next question.
Devon Butler now. Oh, that's not good. Oh no, Devon Butler spins. He's out.
It was his hearing. He'd been keeping it from us.
Done.
I think maybe he'd been trying to keep it from himself. So if Devon, your son, can't drive, how about your daughter?
Callie Mayer becomes the first female driver of the modern era to participate in an F1 race. Here she comes. But there's contact between the 2 Konnersport drivers.
Aiden, are you alright? It's just another butler.
The 2 Konnersport teammates not exactly doing each other any favours this afternoon.
What is Aiden playing at? I thought he was too good for the team. He just had a bit of an attitude problem.
Enough! It has to stop. Understand?
I must take care of the business, Kelly. Who do you think will inherit it after I'm gone?
Well, Devon, obviously. I wanted you to fight for me. He never listened to me. He always listened to you.
You know what it's like to leave all this behind, don't you?
It's the most difficult thing I've ever done.
I didn't choose this, Casper.
I've had an entire season of you whispering in people's ears. I'm asking you to leave the meeting.
You can't be serious.
This is not your team. And after today, it might not even exist.
Coming, Devon?
Yeah, I'm thinking I might actually stay.
You all know what's at stake. If we race as individuals today, the team dies.
I'm sorry if I was ever...
I will forgive you on one condition.
What's that?
You get your share of the points.
Aiden's out. I heard.
Sure about this?
I'm sure about everything.
Is this a team order?
She's not going to make up that much ground. It can't be done. Just cruise it in, Cal. Trust me, you watch her go.
And to the checker flag for one final time. That is some race from Callie Mayer.
What an incredible performance by her today. Konnersport sure will be very delighted with that one.
So there is your rundown of the last episode of Breaking Point on the F1 23 game. Time now to get into the third part of the story. So the prologue then from Bahrain, day 3 of pre-season testing in 2024. Fresh off the nail-biting finish to their 2023 campaign, Konnersport head into the pre-season testing in Bahrain as a clear underdog on the grid. However, the team under new management has been hard at work looking to prove their doubters wrong.
Well, here we are then, the final day of pre-season testing here in Bahrain.
It's been good, hasn't it, so far, Crofty? We've seen all the teams out there, putting in the miles, putting in the laps, and we come away from it still not knowing who's going to be the team to beat. It looks super competitive as always.
Now, you're not wrong, Ant. Red Bull and Ferrari have looked impressive as expected, but it's Konnersport that have really been the talk of the paddock so far this week.
Okay, Aiden, we've got some great data over the past couple of days. We're all really happy, but let's make this a big, strong finish, yeah? Yeah. Copy. Right, we've gone with a brand new setup on the car here, so just use this lap to get accustomed to the changes, and once you feel like you're happy enough with everything, you can come back to the pits at any time to end the session. Okay, sounds good. Great, I'll leave it up to you.
So back with Aiden Jackson then for the first time in quite a while since the second breaking point on the channel, and around we go, and that's a fantastic start to breaking point 3. I'm on no traction control. I'm going to try and test that out for this series, try and move it into the main series of obviously Ultimate Career at the moment. As Norris gets through as they make our way out of turn 3. He's going to try and avoid doing that over the course of the rest of the series. He's going to make our way down towards turn 4 for the first time, closing now on the McLaren, but Norris pulls the car over to the right hand side, lets us go nice and easy there. So decent start, and try and push forward into the second sector now, try and keep the car under control.
Oh, isn't it good to be back, Aiden? I've missed this. Yeah, you know me. Just getting back into the swing of things.
And keeping the car under control now, going through the second sector, pushing back towards the line to complete our first lap and start our second. Things about to get a bit more interesting here on our test run.
Right, we'd like you to push it on this next lap, please, mate. Can do.
So we've got a target lap time to beat now. I've got to try and beat a 1:34.1 on what will likely be our second and probably last full lap of pushing here in this test.
Okay, mate, let's have some feedback on the car, please. How's it feel? Yep, sure thing. The car's feeling great.
So the car a lot stronger than compared to breaking point 2. Of course, the Konnersport machine had a lot of problems, and at one point Aiden Jackson was on the verge of leaving the team towards the end of 2022, but managed to convince him to stay, and he's back with us here for breaking point 3. So continuing on our second lap, pushing out the last corner and up towards the line to complete that lap. It's a 1:34.1 to beat and come up towards the line. It looks like I'm going to beat there by a second or two here. It'll be a 1:31.9 at the end of the session, so that's a fantastic run, and it beats our target nice and easily.
Right, that's excellent stuff, mate. We're seeing really positive data from that run, so just when you're done, bring it back into the pits. Copy.
So that'll do it then for the prologue in breaking point 3. A solid start, and as we make our way off the last corner, head towards the pit lane, I believe we'll get our first cutscene of the new story mode here.
I've already told Casper, let the car run a little wider out of turn 4. You can really extend the track there.
I don't know. We're already pretty close to track limits at that point.
Well, you're leaving time on the table, so just let it run a little wider. It's all
Yeah,
good.
but you're not the one behind the wheel, Dev.
We might be pushing our luck with the stewards, so we'll have to side with Callie on this one.
Ask Casper, he'll agree with me.
Yeah, they're here now. Just give me a second. Devon, just a man. So we look through the data, and if we adjust the ERS harvesting rate, we should see some improvement on those turns.
Told you.
Right, okay, settle down. Got someone who wants to speak to you all. Right, they're listening now. Davidoff.
Good. Well, so, as your new team owner, I thought it only right that I check up on my investments. And I'm glad I did. Casper's just filled me in on the lap times. I just wanted to say, well done. I'm impressed. But Red Bull's numbers are better, so there's still room for improvement.
Well, now we know what we're up against. I'm sure me and
Callie,
Aiden could...
don't have time to chat. All I wanted to say is that I'm expecting great things from our drivers this season. We all are. Just don't let yourselves down.
And no worries, Dad, we're all over it.
Good man. I'll fly out to Bahrain as soon as I can. Ciao.
Well, he's right, you know. With times like these, we could be real contenders this season.
So exciting times ahead then at Konnersport as we head into our first proper chapter, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, several races since 2024. While still early, Konnersport have had an encouraging start to the 2024 season, a series of impressive performances surprised fans, pundits and other teams on the grid alike.
We had an incredible start to the 24 season. Better than any of us could have imagined.
And do you think any of that was down to Davidoff Butler buying the team?
Undoubtedly. I mean, Davidoff had a way of pushing people's buttons to motivate them, as he would call it. Besides, both his kids were at Konnersport, so if there were any disagreements, which there were, he could be very...
persuasive. He would always get what he wanted. Why do you think I sold the team to him at the end of 2023?
Hey boss, got a couple of minutes?
So our first decision to make then with Casper Ackermann as team principal at Konnersport, Legacy Media, Davidoff has arranged for a luxury watch brand, Eichenberger, to run an advertising campaign featuring Devon, Callie and himself to promote their new product line. Arkenberg have been in contact asking when might be possible to arrange filming, but currently it would have to replace a pre-scheduled meeting about simulator data. How do you want to deal with this request? We've got to either prioritise, decline it, or delay it. We're going to decline it, make our first choice, and go against Davidoff's wishes here. So there we go then, first decision made, and have that one out of the way. We'll look now into the main hub, as always, with Casper here, and looking through the news. Jackson and Mayer against the odds, the joy of F1's most contentious drivers. We've got a phone call coming in here, and it will be from Davidoff. It could be a bit of trouble here.
Davidoff.
Casper, how's everything shaping up?
Pretty good. We're just about to go over the data from FP3. I want to encourage Callie to adjust the brake balance. She's still locking up coming out of turn 7. And as for Aiden,
Good. Casper, listen, we need another strong showing at him.
Of course.
Getting a great result in Ferrari homeland would show that we're serious about making the top 3.
And we are, as you know. We've delivered a good car this year, so
But there's always a better car around the corner. Stay hungry, Casper. Also, I understand my old friend Ernst has been in touch about a shoot with some watches.
Oh, Eichenberger. Yeah. But, you know, I can't allow it this time. I mean, we're under a lot of...
No. Ernst is an old Cambridge chum of mine. It's important to me. It simply must happen. I don't want to go into why this, why that. Just do it.
Okay, I'll get it arranged.
Good man. Thank you. Now I've got some other calls to make. Talk later. Keep the pressure on.
So Davidoff then very vocal about having that watch promotion done. So into our emails now, one from Phil Padgett about FP3 data, not of course too relevant to us in terms of what's going on the track. An email from Devon Butler just below it there. Casper, I can't seem to get a hold of you. Answer your phone, mate. I've been looking at some data from qualifying. I do think we're missing a trick with the current tyre strategy. Trust me, you'll thank me for it. Call me. I have to keep an eye on that. And one more email here from Mark, the race engineer, just regarding the attachment with the weekend preview attached to it. Aiden Jackson, 5th place in the World Championship this early on in the season. Verstappen leading, Perez in 2nd, Leclerc in 3rd. So I think that's a bit unrealistic in terms of how high Perez was last season. But in terms of driver select here, so a new thing for Breaking Point 3, getting to choose which driver gets taken to certain chapters, either Callie Mayer or Aiden Jackson. To start things off, we're going to go with Aiden. I feel like in both Breaking Point 1 and 2, he was quite ignored over the course of the story as a whole, so I'm going to try and bring him as much as we can, obviously bring Callie in later on. As we get now to our racing portion at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix mid-race, Chapter 1, with the race in full swing, Aiden Jackson sets its sights firmly on challenging the race leaders.
What a great battle down the straight here at Imola. There's not much space between Red Bull and Konnersport, and there's contact and into the gravel. Jackson's off, Verstappen's unaffected, and he races on ahead.
Verstappen definitely benefits from that one. Was there room for it though? I'm not too sure.
Everything okay, Aiden? Not happy. Yeah, well, it looks like you've escaped unscathed. Now head down and let's go, yeah? I'm already on it.
So Max Verstappen being Max Verstappen then, and puts Jackson down to 7th place here, behind Sainz and obviously behind the Dutchman now. Our objective first to get to 5th place before lap 14 and to finish in 3rd or above overall. Piastri sits in 3rd place now, 5 seconds up the road from us, with plenty of time, 6 laps to do it, and making our way now towards the last 2 corners. And Logan Sargent serving as a lap car there, almost a barrier for Carlos Sainz, who gets around him nice and easy. Use our battery on corner exit, get around the American, and now close on Sainz in the Ferrari. DRS in play on the run down towards turn 1. Davidoff was very vocal about beating Ferrari on their own turf, making a move around the outside now, going up towards the Tamburello chicane for the first time into turn 1 and around Sainz into P6. And Verstappen now there in front of us, a few seconds ahead, and looking for our first opportunity to try and have our way against the Dutchman here. So off the last corner, back towards turn 1 once again for lap number 13 of the Grand Prix. Callie Mayer and P4 there in front of us, making our move now. DRS in play for both myself and Verstappen, going down towards the first corner. Aiden Jackson gets the job done on Max. We're going to try and make a move on Callie as well if we can now. Around the outside of our teammate into the first corner, move Jackson into the 4th spot, and Piastri now 1 car ahead, 2 seconds in front with 4 laps to go. There's a chance we can potentially win this race here. Perez and Leclerc running P1 and P2 onto lap 14 now, and on the tail of Piastri, heading up towards Tosa, the right left-hander here. Into the corner we come, tapping Piastri on corner entry, but on exit, getting in front of him, pulling clear of the Australian, up into 3rd place now, into our target position, and now we've got to try and close down on Leclerc and Perez if we can later on in this thing. With only a handful of laps to go, sliding there through turn 9. Piastri on our tail, but can't go for a move just yet, so we'll stay as we are. And we're moving on now to the last lap of the Grand Prix. Perez and Leclerc, they're in front of us in the race to the lead. Can we try and take victory with Jackson? The first time of asking here in breaking point 3. Out of the back of Millerati we come, and up towards the chicane, making our move on Perez now. Making our move to the inside if we can get close enough. Down the inside of the Mexican and the Red Bull going towards the chicane and jumping in front of Perez there. P2 for us now. And I think Leclerc, truthfully, might be a bit too out of reach here. He's had a fantastic exit out the chicane, and he's now 8 tenths in front of us, and likely that'll do it. Can we try and get him towards these last 2 corners? It's unlikely. I think I have to settle for second place here. But overall, a good start. Verstappen shunted us at turn 1. We managed to get back past him and up and several more places to be P2 at the flag. Leclerc wins it, but Aiden Jackson home in second place.
Yes, mate, I'll take that. Well done. We're really happy with the podium down here, so well done. Yes.
Unlucky not to get more there, but good job, everyone.
Gotta say, it's been another good day for Konnersport today. A string of positive performances recently has seen them establish themselves well and truly ahead of the midfield.
Yeah, they're in the top 3 now, Crofty. A great season so far, and I've been really impressed with both Mayer and Jackson.
I don't think you're the only one there, Ants. We'll be watching their season with interest.
Aiden, what a battle with Max out there today. How did you find it?
So our first interview then of breaking point 3 and the first using the new technology for the interviews. In terms of the answer here, I think of the 3 of them, I'd say that overall our fight isn't about him.
It's, to be honest with you, it's not about him. You know, of course he's tough, but I've got to maximise my performance out there no matter who I'm up against. The car is good. It's as good as it's ever been. And, you know, if I can get the most out of it, then I can take on anyone on this grid, which is a great feeling. And, you know, it's a great feeling to come out on top in a battle like that. So, yeah, it doesn't really matter who the people in the other cars are. I'm really just competing with myself.
You're now 3rd in the Constructors. That's the best start to a season the team has ever had. So, what do you put it down to?
We can't say the drivers. Leadership is off the table. I think we'll say the team here.
I think it says a lot about the team. You know, the engineers, mechanics, strategists, they've all worked tirelessly to get us to this point. And, yeah, we're working harder than ever to be as good as we can possibly be. And, you know, to achieve 3rd place in the standings, I think that's a fair result for all of the efforts the team has put in.
Do you feel like you're sending a message to the rest of the grid with these kinds of results?
So we're going to go with a slightly more showmanship style answer here. Definitely, we're here to compete with the best.
Absolutely. Well, that's why we're here, to take the fight to the big teams. We're more than just a new team. We're not just here to make up the numbers. We're here to compete with the best. And that's always been the case. And it's really great that the results are finally beginning to reflect that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So that'll do it then for our first interview with Aiden Jackson. So post-race then, after the Grand Prix, a racing incident between himself and Verstappen aside, Aiden Jackson puts in a fantastic performance at Imola, managing to salvage the race for another impressive finish for Konnersport. And I think we get another cutscene here.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes.
Evan.
Hey, Dad. Just congratulating the guys on a job well done.
There was no time for that. We all did well. How are preparations coming on for Monaco?
Sure everything's in hand.
Listen, Evan. We don't have time to rest on our laurels. I want the race data analysed and full diagnostic reports on Casper's desk before we begin packing down. Listen, you've dropped the ball on this one. You cannot take your foot off the gas, not when Konnersport is this close to success. I expect you to take charge. Show the team what a leader is.
Yeah, well, it's a bit difficult, that, Dad. I'm team liaison. Basically, I pass notes between departments, not exactly leadership material.
Devon, you have got to focus on the bigger picture. Casper.
Davidoff. Devon, can you give us a minute? Just need to talk to your father.
Yeah, sure thing, boss. I'll just go and liaise, yeah?
Davidoff, why so full on?
Just trying to motivate him, is all. He needs to stay focused.
Yeah, I'm talking about the team. They've just had a fantastic result and you're... Just give them some space to simmer down, to celebrate.
Of course. You're right. But we cannot lose momentum now, Casper. Everything must be in its place.
What are you planning?
What do you mean?
I've seen that face before. I mean, whatever it is, just keep me informed. I don't want any nasty surprises.
I'm just looking out for my family, that's all.
Okay.
Davidoff being very cryptic there. What is that man hiding? I just have to find out later on in the story. But into our driver room now with Aiden Jackson after a solid race overall at Imola. Aiden shines in Imola thriller. Jackson on Verstappen. It's not about Max. There's your headline. And we've got another phone coming in. And Davidoff is on the line this time for Aiden now. Let's see what he wants.
Davidoff, hi.
I missed you just now, Aiden. Some race out there.
Yeah, thanks. It was a decent performance.
Decent? It was more than just decent, Aiden. Those are the kind of performances that win titles.
Yeah, you know, that's what we're aiming for.
Exactly. And, I think merits another steak night.
You know, you don't have to take me out for steak every time I have a good race.
Indulge me, Aiden? Callie won't ever accept, and I see far too much Devon as it is.
All right, Davidoff. That's very kind.
Good, thank you. There's a place called Giovanni's, not far from the hotel. I'll see you there at 8.
Thanks, Davidoff.
Ciao.
Steak dinners then. Davidoff and Aiden have regular steak dinners when Aiden has a good performance. That is, do you know what? I do like these little sort of insights into the lives of the characters. It just adds that immersion a bit more. So there we go then. We've learned a bit more about what Davidoff and Aiden do in their spare time. Davidoff's taken quite a liking to Aiden, which I do appreciate over the course of the last 2 stories. I think overall, Aiden, as I said earlier on, was quite ignored in Breaking Point 1 and in Breaking Point 2, I think in favour of Casper and Callie's stories. But overall, we're going to try and bring him in as much as we can. Obviously, bring Callie in as well over the course of the series. There's social media. Have a look at emails here. People from RPA about a media request after the performance. Davidoff is pushing for us to keep our visibility up as much as possible if we're up for it. I've got another email below us from Phil once again about the engine supplier and in terms of what's at stake there over the course of the campaign. But I'm more interested in the one below that from Devon Butler. Devon on the line as usual. I think just trying to get on Aiden's nerves as best you can. Aiden, mate, not bad at that stage, but I've made a few notes in your performance on how you can get more from the car. Yep, there it is. So Devon obviously trying to add to Aiden's performance, but I think trying to get him under his skin, as he always has done in the past, especially in Breaking Point 1, where he orchestrated the whole thing that turned Aiden and Casper against each other. But moving on now, over to the next chapter of the story now, into Chapter 2, Austrian Grand Prix mid-race. As the pack heads to the picturesque Styrian Mountains for the Austrian Grand Prix, both Jackson and Mayer are hoping to maintain the team's momentum deeper into the season.
Excellent start, Aiden. Now's our time to push. Come on.
Copy that.
So getting right down to business then, mid-race in the Austrian Grand Prix, overtake Norris before lap 13. That is our objective. The only question is, what place are we in and what place is Lando? And as the lights go up, we get underway here. Norris is in P1, we're in P5. Mayer's behind us outside of the points paying place. I think we're just inside the points as of right now. Leclerc, then Russell, I assume Verstappen in second place, and Norris in the race lead, sliding there out of turn 4. Going to try and avoid doing that and instead focus our efforts on chasing the other cars in front of us. So Charles Leclerc out of turn 10 then, darts to the inside, going to go to the outside then, make our move, passing them on the gas and up into 4th place now. George Russell there in front, Verstappen in P2, chasing Norris in almost a picturesque sense of the actual 2024 Austrian Grand Prix. Of course, those two making contact up in this next corner through turn 3. Have we been sent in by Cody to try and avoid that collision, try and change history there? Verstappen there in P2, this time Norris in P1 though, and out of turn number 7 here towards turn 8, towards turn 9, passing Verstappen, light work on the inside there, and Norris our last target here in a bid to try and take the lead. So quite a fast start to the chapter here, and still half a race to go to make our way off the last corner, and challenging Norris now and taking the race lead for the first time today here in Austria.
Some brilliant laps out there at the Red Bull Ring today, especially from our race leader Aiden Jackson.
And his teammate, Mayer, is making up ground out there as we speak.
An impressive overtake on the cards. Is it? Is it? Yes, it is! Mayer moves another place closer to her teammate in first.
Aiden's in first.
Copy that. Aiden is in first.
Can I catch him?
Let's go and find out, mate. Come on.
I can catch him.
Callie can catch him. That's what she's telling Mark. So our objective has been changed now. We're now with Callie Mayer for the first time, and our objective is to win the race over Aiden. So we got Aiden into the lead. They're trying to make it 1-2 for the team now and give Callie the victory here. So out of turn 10, making our first move on George Russell. And I aim now to get through this train as fast as we can. 4 places down, Aiden on the run towards turn 1. Easy move on McLaren towards the first corner once again. Clearing them on the gas before turn 1. Verstappen and Norris still fighting for second place out of turn 1. DRS in play for us now. Charging past Verstappen and closing massively on Norris here too. What is this difficulty? Because this is meant to be expert. We've actually get through these cars quite quickly, quite easily here. In only about a few corners or so. Norris tries the inside for a second, but can't get around Mayer. And so up into P2, then onto that 12. Making our move and closing in are our teammate Aiden Jackson. Got him into the lead. Going to try and get Callie into the lead now. Out to turn 1. DRS in play. On corner exit for the run towards turn 3. Battery deploy as well. Charging up towards our teammate at Konnersport. And passing on the left. Callie Mayer takes the lead then of the Austrian Grand Prix. And that is more or less all she wrote then. With 6 laps to go in this Grand Prix, Mayer is done and dusted and pulling away from Aiden now. And in terms of this second chapter, in terms of racing, that'll more or less do it. So Callie then cruising home in complete control and towards the last 2 corners on the final lap there. Bottas, our last potential obstruction, bit wide though through turn 9, avoiding him, but into the last corner now. And Callie Mayer will take victory for Konnersport in Austria towards the line with Aiden Jackson home in second.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
In a league of their own today, and what a day for Konnersport.
It really is, Crofty. There'll be people out there wondering when was this team going to slip up, but so far they haven't. It's been a great performance from both of their drivers.
And that performance puts them in second place in the Constructors' Championship within striking distance of Red Bull. Can they top the table? Well, with performances like that, I'd say they could.
Callie, congratulations on first place today. How do you feel?
It's a first win then for Callie Mayer, and in terms of which answer to go for, our reputation option is there, but truthfully, I'm thinking the one at the top there is more appropriate for this.
Honestly, I'm kind of relieved. It was a tough race, and there were a couple of moments out there where I wasn't sure it was going to happen, but I managed to hold it together. I mean, I knew I could do it, but crossing the finish line was just a huge weight off my shoulders, and now I can just relax, soak it all in a bit, and, you know, enjoy the moment.
You had to go through your teammate to secure victory today, so come on, what was it like taking on Aiden out there?
Of the 3 here, we could go for a bit of a snarky answer with this, but I think the one on the left will work nicely.
Well, Aiden and I are good friends off the track these days, and I'm always aware when it's him out there. I'm never going to be too aggressive with Aiden in a situation like that, just in case I hurt the team's chances. So I'd honestly rather it was Max or Sergio, but, you know, you've got to push regardless of who's in front of you.
Well, today has moved Konnersport up to second in the table for the first time ever. But can you sustain this level throughout the rest of the season?
You could be ambitious, go the answer on the left, but I think we're going to try and be humble here and just maintain our position.
So. It's not easy out there. Red Bull are so strong, and we've yet to put any meaningful distance between us and Ferrari. But we'll keep working hard, keep giving it our all, and then who knows? There's a long way to go, and we all know how unpredictable this sport can be. So I guess we'll see.
Well, thank you for chatting with us. Great to have your time.
Callie Mayer then humble as ever following victory in Austria, and that'll more or less do it for these first 2 chapters of Breaking Point 3. I'm going to let this next cutscene play out, and that'll do it for this video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more F1 content. A dominant performance from Konnersport, the Red Bull Ring, has served to silence any remaining doubters regarding the team's current place amongst Formula 1's elite. With the target now firmly placed on their backs, how the team respond, we'll find out next time in Breaking Point, and let the cutscene play out.
Thank you for staying behind. Konnersport's flying this season, flying. We're 1 place behind Red Bull. But it's a long season. I won't be around for a race or 2. I have a bit of business I can't avoid. So I thought we'd get together and make sure that you understand what I expect from you in my absence.
Well, you said it yourself. We're flying, right? So we just keep doing what we're doing.
No. Look, if we're to catch Red Bull, take Konnersport to the next level, each of you is going to have to step it up. Devon, you need to take charge more. You're a butler, a man of action. You need to start acting like one.
What's Casper said about that?
Callie, In my absence, follow Devon's lead, no arguments.
Finally.
Casper will be calling the shots, as usual. But Devon speaks for me. Is that clear?
Sure, no problem.
So, when we reach the top of the table, Konnersport will no longer be the hunter, but the hunted, and every team will be gunning for you. So, Aiden, if there are any disagreements anywhere in the team, don't be afraid to step in. Casper is going to be coming under increasing stress over the next few races. I need to make sure there's someone there with a cool head, able to smooth things over. And to keep half an eye on these two. Now, does everyone understand what I want them to do? Have I made myself clear?
Crystal. Of course.
Sure.
Good. I think we're done here. Remember what I said? You can close the door on your way out.